So the Invasion M3 right here is a compact M-ATX case which is slightly elongated so it can fit longer GPU lengths as well as an AIO on the front. Now when you buy this case in Malaysia, it comes with 3 fixed RGB fans, but for this purpose of this review right here, I decided to go with the AIO fans as well as some Noctua fans in the case right here to go with the dark theme look. Despite its highly affordable price right here, it definitely looks premium on your tabletop thanks to its dual-sided dark tinted tempered glass right here, where it cuts down on the brightness or the illumination itself and in return gives you more saturated color looks for your lighting effects, especially if you want to play the RGB live. Now you can see the ramp including the 2 fans in front. So I like this approach. It's like photography ND filter. It cuts the unnecessary glare and brightness in return to give you what you want to see itself, which I highly appreciate in this kind of form factor right here. Now the glass right here is 4 mm thick. Usually the industry standard for Malaysia for this compact M-ATX case, they are usually 2 or 3 mm and they feel very brittle. Here it feels really solid and tough. And by theory, having thicker tempered glass, it helps with sound dampening. So the pump right here is running 100%. I'm putting the microphone near to the PC setup right here. You barely can hear the sound of the pump spinning. Now aside from that, when it comes to the front air intakes right here, there's 3 areas, 2 of which is actually front of the case from the top to the bottom, which is mesh, as well as 1 on the bottom of the case. It has the power button, LED indicators, reset button, 1 USB 3.0, 2 USB 2.0, headphone and microphone jack. The mesh filter here is magnetic. We'll talk about the fans in a later bit. Looking at the back, the panel is removed by pulling it sideways. The cable management right here is excellent with plenty of areas for zip tie, and the space between the main panel and the side panel is roughly 2.5 cm. I use a black color bag to hide some of the cable management mess on the bottom. There's a toolless removable hard drive cage where you can hold 2 mechanical hard drive or 1 mechanical hard drive and 1 SSD. Even with the hard drive cage right there is room to hide the extra cables. Looking at the bottom, the 4 plastic feet with foam bottom increases the height of the case by 1.2 cm. The dust filter right here is hold down by latch. Now the tempered glass right here is hold down by 2 thumb screw on the back of the case right here. Once you remove them, the tempered glass will stay in place because it's hold down by a latch mechanism and it's tightly fitted. So the only way to remove the tempered glass after you remove the thumb screw is actually pulling the side panel sideways like that, because it's hold down by 2 latches, 1 here and 1 here. So it's a good idea because there are a lot of tempered glass cases in the market with the cheap ones that's hold down by 4 thumb screws. Once you remove them, if you don't hold it properly, it will drop, it will shatter into a billion pieces. So Invasion right here got some thinking and smart move right here. Now aside from that, looking at the insides of the case right here, it fits an M-ATX board neatly and beautifully, with cutouts around the motherboard for cable management, 2 on top, 2 on the bottom and 3 in the middle, which is wider and larger in size. Now it can fit GPU lengths up to 360mm in length. You can fit a 240 AIO, which we'll talk in a later bit, where you can put the fan on the front of the case or inside the case. There's actually room inside right here to fit the fan. Now it has a total of 4 PCI slots on the back right here. So this case right here can fit up to 5 fans. Starting from the front right here, you can fit either 2 120mm or 140mm fans or 240 or 280 AIO. Either way, you can set the fans on the front or in the case because there's ample cutout inside the case down here on the PSU frame right here. On the top, you cannot fit any AIO, it's okay, but you can definitely fit 2 120 or 140mm fans on the top. Now on the rear right here, you can support either 1 120mm fan or 120 AIO. For this setup right here, I definitely have a 240 in front as intake into the case, the rear as intake, so it's a 3-to-2 positive airflow, and the 2 top fans right here as exhaust. So when I'm idling, I just leave the mesh filter on. When I'm doing a lot of gaming or benchmarking or stress testing or rendering, I just remove the mesh filter so it does not restrict the airflow, so it can exhaust the heat out of the case easily thanks to its positive airflow nature. Many may ask whether you can set negative airflow setup with the 2 fans and the 1 fan right here to be as intake, and the AIO where you put the fans back in the case right here to exhaust the air out. I wouldn't agree with that approach because the front mesh right here and the bottom intake is not enough for pushing high density of air quickly. It's more of pulling air into the case. Thus my positive airflow setup, where this is intake, the rear is intake, and this two as exhaust. Now don't worry about temperature readings. We actually did a stress test in IDA 64, CPU stress test only. We managed to get a temperature of 61 degrees on the Ryzen 1700X, overclocked to 3.6 GHz in a 25 degrees ambient temperature. Yes, if old processor is a very hot processor, but I managed to cool it down and the airflow is very good in this case for the positive setup. So would I recommend this case right here? It's not very easy to find a compact M-ATX case in the market where you have dual-sided dark tinted tempered glass, which is thick 4mm glass, compact size, and it's elongated to fit even longer GPU lengths like RTX full-size cards right here. A lot of compact case in the market, you had to go with, you know, those 2-fan setup or smaller 3-fan setup. You cannot go like full length easily. So if you're a person who wants to build M-ATX with badass graphic card and AIO, definitely this case would be amazing. So thank you for watching this video. Comment below what other Invasion products you want me to review next. I can arrange, or other products in the market you want me to try to make a video out of it. Remember to like and subscribe and help share this video on social media. That will give us the necessary boost so we can review more PC case like this. Till then, I'll see you guys in the next case review.